very, very gloomy picture of Somalia. But also let's remember that Somalia was difficult for the last 17 years. Of course, the last 1 year has taken a proportion of its own.
Okay, Puntland, where you are going to stand as one of the presidents, again, Mr. Abdullahi Yusuf comes into the picture. He masters his power from that particular part of the world. Is it true that Puntland is directly responsible for overseeing, if not supporting, the pirates that are roaming the ocean in that particular part of the world, in the Somali, what's the strait called there?
Well, the Indian Ocean and Red Sea both
Correct.
cross there, yeah.
A large number of these pirates operating almost at the behest of, if not under the blessings of, the current president.
Well, I don't accept that. What I do accept that there has been a failure of the security system in Puntland that is able to take control of what is happening at our shores. But I don't accept that Puntland government itself or the Puntland are sponsoring this. What is happening though is piracy is an international crime, and I think the Somali people will not accept it, the international world will not accept it. But what we are often not talking about is the root cause of this piracy in Somalia. What are the root causes?
What are they? Go on, tell us.
Let me tell you about it. For the last 17 years, where there hasn't been a central government responsible for Somali shores, Somalia has the largest seashore in Africa, 3,300 kilometers from Red Sea to the Indian Ocean. And for these 17 years, these large sea space and large quantities of marine resources, including fishery resources, were free for all. There are hundreds, about the latest count, the latest study showed that about 800 illegal fishing trawlers hoovering up the resources of Somalia. They came all the way very close to the shores where artisanal community fishing were unable to fish for themselves. What is started as a self-defense, safeguarding these resources for the Somali people, actually turned to piracy. Of course, when local communities have hijacked the ship and they have seen that they could make more money.
Who cares? Who wants more fisheries?
That is where it started. So unless we tackle the root cause, I mean, we're talking about the tune of billions of dollars these 17 years. I mean, the latest count was 1 to 1.2 billion every year of illegal fishing stock. It's taken away from the Somali coast. And it's not something.
Who are the people who are coming to fish?
From everywhere.
Where?
All the way from Korea, let's name and shame. From Korea, from Europe, from, a lot of countries from Europe, from Africa, from Asia, Hong Kong, Philippines, India, Pakistan, all. It's free for all. And, well, I may be in a trouble tomorrow naming all these countries, but it is true. It's not something that I just read from a report. It is something that I've seen it in my own eyes. I traveled across this coast, all the way from Ras Alula to Garad. I've seen them all. When you are there in one of those coasts, you could see another town in the sea for the number of ships that are just Somali resources, and God knows what else they do.
Are they still doing that?
They are. In fact,
are there any international maritime agreements that govern, assist and manage that particular resource?
No one. I mean, the Somali government is responsible for doing that.
They're defunct. They can't do anything about it.
They're defunct and they don't have the capacity. And I think they have asked it several times for help. What the world is interested in now is, we are all interested in this international piracy, but what is happening in the Somali coast, no one is looking at it. What is even more, the irony of this situation is, now the commercial ships, the humanitarian supply ships, and the tourism ships are being targeted by the pirates. They cannot target the illegal fishing trawlers because they are armed. Some of them are being armed by their own governments, I think, to fish illegally and do whatever they want. What is happening there is an international crime. And unless we look into it, unless we tackle the root cause of that, I think the piracy will not be tackled.
Okay, well, that's it. That's for Somalis, really. How about you? Are you listening to this discussion? Are you feeling passionate about this piracy problem that Somalia has become internationally known for? The new age pirates, 21st century's newborn pirates, if there is anything like that, are the Somalis. Well, not all Somalis, I know, some of them, especially in that particular part of the world. Who do you blame this whole